Nigeria's Supreme Court on Monday reserved judgments in the appeals filed by the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, and that of the Labour Party, Peter Obi. The appeals are challenging the declaration of President Bola Tinubu as the winner of the February 25 presidential election. Atiku and Obi separately appealed the judgments of the presidential elections, but had their petitions dismissed by the Presidential Election Petitions Court in Abuja, Nigeria's capital, upholding the victory of Bola Tinubu. Central's Marvelous Obomanu was at the court and tells us more.
On September the 6th, the Presidential Election Petitions Court, sitting in Abuja, Nigeria's capital, upheld the election victory of President Bola Tinubu and dismissed the petitions filed by opposition Labour Party and People's Democratic Party for lacking in merit, and also the inability of the petitioners to bring in verifiable evidence to substantiate their claims that there were wide-range irregularities during the 25th presidential election. Now, at the commencement of the hearing of the appeal at the Supreme Court, the Apex Court dismissed the petition filed by the Allied People's Movement, of course saying that the court had earlier entertained such case, talking about the double nomination of Kashim Shettima. Also, the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party has sought the order of the court to tender the new evidence he got from the Chicago State University in his application. The 32-page document was released to the former vice president on the orders of Judge Nancy Maldonado of the District Court of Illinois, Eastern Division, Illinois, United States of America. The U.S. court had ordered the CSU to release the said documents to Atiku, despite Tinubu's objection, because the court was convinced that it would help Atiku establish his allegation of forgery and lying under oath against President Tinubu. However, one of the justices on the panel, Justice Emmanuel Agim, told Atiku's lead counsel that the deposition which is sought to tender as evidence was done in the chamber of a lawyer to Atiku and not in the court as required by law. In his response, Uche submitted that the legal system in the United States is different from that of the English legal system which is practiced in Nigeria, and confirmed that the deposition were made in the law chambers of Atiku's American lawyer with representation by Tinubu's counsels. President Tinubu's lead counsel, Wole Olanipeku, raised an objection to the admissibility of the depositions, saying such depositions have to be adopted by the individual that deposed to it before it can be admitted as evidence before a court of law. The presiding justice, Justice Okoro, observed that the issue of conflicting documents from the same institution is a serious criminal act which ought to be proved beyond reasonable doubt. Now, hearing that application, the court had reserved judgment for the application and other applications and motions filed by the petitioner at a date that will be communicated very soon. Both the presidential candidate of the Labour Party and the People's Democratic Party, including the incumbent president, will all be awaiting the pronouncement of the Supreme Court, which will be coming in few weeks' time. Marvelous Obomanu reporting for News Central.